I know what you're thinking. 7. Cal Ripken Jr. was the face of the 90s Oreos that we all know and love. He didn't have any beef with anyone, you idiot. Well, we about to revisit a story of a beef Cal Ripken had that included a blackout, a postman, and Kevin Costner. Now, this conspiracy theory was denied by all the parties, but where there's smoke, there's fire. And where there's fire, there's beef. On September 6, 1995, Baltimore Orioles infielder Cal Ripken Jr. broke the 1939 Lou Gehrig's record of consecutive games played, playing his 2,131st game in a row, deeming himself the title Iron Man. Ripken would actually go on to play in a total of 2,632 straight games before finally sitting one out, I believe on September 20th of 1998. Over 2,600 straight games. He done started, I think, almost all games. He didn't come in as a pinch hitter or as a pinch runner or nothing like that. Cal was a straight Iron Man. However, there are some fans who believe that this record shouldn't be as long as it is. In an August 1997 game that Ripken intended to sit out, there was a sudden power outage and no one could play. Some feel this was done intentionally so that Cal Ripken could keep his streak going. Meet Kevin Costner, actor extraordinaire and director. Now, Costner and Ripken became cool back in like 1990 at the premiere of Kevin Costner's film Dances with Wolves. I think later the next year in 1991, Kevin Costner and Cal Ripken grew to be even greater friends. Kevin Costner even appeared at Camden Yards at practice, getting on the field. He was at multiple games, whole entire games with Kelly Ripken, Cal Ripken's wife, just in support of Cal Ripken, building up their friendship, what have you. Now, rumor has it that Cal Ripken Jr. had allowed Kevin Costner to stay at his crib while Kevin had wrapped up the final cuts for his movie The Postman. So let's fast forward back to August 14th, 1997. This was a game between the Orioles and the Seattle Mariners, was set at Camden Yards, but the game was canceled due to a power outage. What's alleged is that Cal Ripken had left his house on his way to Camden Yards that day, and he forgot something. He went back home to retrieve what he had forgot, and he caught Kevin Costner in bed with his wife Kelly Ripken. Iron Man turned into Iron Fist, and rumor has it he put the beats on Kevin Costner right there on the spot. I heard he had Kevin Costner out there looking like Nate Robinson. Where was Mr. Brooks at? Like, Mr. Brooks would have never let this happen. Where things, however, get crazier though, is that after the fight, Cal Ripken had allegedly called the Orioles to advise them of what happened, and that because he was, in a physical altercation and he was so emotionally messed up, he wasn't going to be able to show up for the game. Now, mind you, he is in the middle of his streak. So initially during the phone call, it was rumored that the organization advised Cal Ripken that his streak would be over if he didn't show up. Cal Ripken replied he didn't care. The next response from the organization is that it would be handled. Don't worry about it. And next thing you know, we got this power outage, which in effect allowed the game to be postponed to the next day, and it allowed Cal Ripken to play and continue the streak. This is one of the wildest conspiracy theories I've ever heard, especially coming out of Baltimore, because, I'm here. And Cal Ripken has also always been kind of chill. I never heard about this. Now, both parties actually addressed this rumor on different platforms. I'm doing the Mitchell report because I found Kevin Costner to be a bit of a liar as in his response, as he claimed to only have met Kelly Ripken twice in his whole life, no more than 10 minutes with her, and never been seen at Ripken's house. Though Kevin Costner has been noted sitting in the stands for entire games with Kelly Ripken. So all this 10 minutes twice in my life talk is all cap, Mr. Costner, and now you gotta sit in the hot seat. This was one of the biggest conspiracy theories that I've ever heard, but it just has so much legs to it when we come to the reality. It was just crazy. This is the Mitchell Report, though. What do y'all think about this situation with Cal Ripken beefing with Kevin Costner? Have y'all even heard of this story before? And how realistic does it sound? Man, he beat up on Kevin Costner. Kelly Ripken got some explaining to do. Now, we know Cal and Kelly has later on since got a divorce. So, you know, this thing to me has legs. I don't want to start no trouble, but it is what it is. This is the Mitchell Report, and you know I'm going to dig in. I'm 7 Mitchell, man. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let me know what y'all think about Cal Ripken in this situation with Kevin Costner and the Orioles actually rigging the game so that he could keep a streak alive. That is blasphemous. I got to talk to the bosses. I really do. Like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Mitchell Report. I'm 7 Mitchell, man. Y'all take care. Peace.